Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm Lala and today I'm going to be showing you guys how I made my red velvet carrot cake. Yes, I call this one the velvet carrot. Alright, anyways, I'm going to start off with my carrot cake base. So basically I have my softened butter and my brown sugar. So I'm just going to beat that up to cream that. There's two ways you can do this, you guys. You can do it the way I'm doing it now. You'll see what I mean. I add both the red velvet and the carrot cake in the same pan, but you can do these separately if you want and then just layer it. That's up to you, okay? So I added my eggs, just mixing that up a little bit. Make sure to scrape your bowl down to make sure everything is mixed in properly. All right. Right now I'm going to be adding my spices. I will leave my spices and my vanilla extract. I will leave everything in the description box below my recipe, but if you do have a recipe that you already like, you could use yours as well. Alright, so I am adding my flour, and I just add half of that. Alright, so my flour and my baking powder and my salt and everything is in that bowl. So yeah, I'm just mixing that up with my beater again, and after that's being creamed, I'm just gonna add my carrot. So I pretty much added maybe like a cup of carrot. It's up to you what you want to do on this part, but I don't want my thing to be completely carrots, you know what I mean? It is a carrot cake, yes, but sometimes, you know, you just want it to be simple, not too much carrot. But anyways, all right, so now that's done. I'll put that aside and then start to work on my red velvet base. All right, so here I have my butter, my sugar, and I'm just gonna beat that up to cream that. All right, and I'm adding my eggs one at a time. Beat that up. Added my other egg. Continue to beat that until it's well combined. Scrape your bowl down. Alright, so there I have my cocoa powder, my baking soda, and everything else. I'll have everything in the description box as usual, so please do check that out. And I'm just adding my dry ingredients, and I'm going to alternate with my my flour mixture and my buttermilk. So yeah, I just did that into intervals. So all right, scrape your bowl down. So I'm gonna add my food gel. I prefer to use food gel over the liquid because it does give me a more vibrant color. So I'm doing like 1 tablespoon at a time until I reach the desired color. I like mine pretty dark, okay? Like pretty red. That's how I like mine. So I did put 2 tablespoons, so that was enough for me for what I'm doing here, okay? Alright, always remember to scrape your bowl down to make sure everything is mixing up properly. When that's done, then you can start assembling your cake. Well, not, you know, start putting it in the pan. So here I have 3 8-inch cake pans, well greased, okay? So I'm going to alternate with my carrot cake base and my red velvet base, okay? Just got a spatula to spread that out so it's even in the bottom. This turns out pretty cool, you guys. You should see the finished product when it's done. You'll see it. Trying to level that off a little bit. All right, then I'm just gonna continue doing that, making sure the batters are even in the pans, you know. that's done, I'm just going to smooth it down. By the way, my oven is preheated on 300 degrees Fahrenheit. I'll let you guys know in the description box below how long I baked this for. Alright, so I'm just beating it to release those air bubbles that usually form while it's baking. So yeah, and it helps leveling it out too. Alright, so now that's done, my cake has been chilled in the fridge and everything. Let's assemble this, okay? So I usually saran wrap my stuff, and yeah, I'm just gonna level off the top of the cake, just so when I'm assembling it, everything is pretty even. Yeah, I'm trying to use that gadget, you guys, but it's not working with what I'm doing here. So I'm just gonna do my best to freehand this cut. Look how pretty that is. I mean, the red velvet did took over the whole show, but you know, it's still fine. All right, so I'm just gonna continue doing that with the other 2 layers. By the way, how I came up with this idea to put them together, I was craving carrot cake, and I'm like, you know what, cream cheese does go good with carrot cake, and it also go good with red velvet cake, so why not just put them together and see how it turned out. So yeah, this was an experiment for me, you guys. So I don't know if there's any videos like this out there. I'm not sure, I didn't research it, but yeah, it just popped in my head one day, and I said, let's do it. So yeah, I pretty much put a little bit of I'm using cream cheese frosting here, and I put a bit on the bottom, and then I put my first layer down to stick that on, and then I put a little bit in the middle, and then I put my second layer on, just pressing it down to make sure there is no air trapped in between the frosting. That's how you get bubbles in your frosting after it's done, because there's air trapped in it. So always press your cake down as firmly as possible, and yeah, that should hopefully prevent from getting air bubbles. So here I'm adding my final layer, and yeah, pressing it down as usual just to make sure all that air is popped out, make sure it's leveled and everything. And here I'm just going to use my cake leveler, well, not my cake leveler, but my level, just to make sure it's perfectly straight, pretty much. Yeah, after that's good, I'm just gonna give it a crumb coat. All right, this cake is not gonna be perfectly decorated and everything. I want it to look a little bit rustic, so yeah. So after I crumb coated, I propped it in the fridge. Now I'm gonna put the final layer on. Yeah, my cream cheese frosting was a little bit soft, on the softer side, but I didn't too worry about it, because I was just gonna do what I'm doing and just pop it in the fridge and it will firm up. So you know, if you find that problem, you could just pop it in the fridge, or you could use regular buttercream if you want, like, you know, especially if you're gonna travel with it or anything, but that's up to you. Okay, so yeah, I saved my scraps that I cut off the top of my cakes, so I saved those because I'm gonna be using that for a part of the decorations later. Okay, alright, so basically I'm just trying to smooth that out. Like I said, I'm not going for the completely straight sides and everything. Not, well, it has to be straight, but you know, I'm not going for the perfectly smooth texture. That's what I meant. Okay, so wherever there is like a gap or something, I just fill that in, and then I'm just going to continue scraping until I'm satisfied with the look. after that's done, I'm just going to level off my top. Alright, then I'm gonna pop that in the fridge. Alright, so now that it's been in the fridge, I just crumbled up the domes that I cut off the thing, and I'm just gonna put it on the sides. I wanted this to be identified without you cutting into it, so you'll know what type of cake it is before you cut into it. Alright, so yeah, so my red velvet crumbs is there, and then on top I'm going to do some carrots. Okay, so there I have my grass tip and just a regular round tip to do my carrots with. So I'm starting from the outer to come in. I was pretty much rushing at this point because my buttercream was, well, my cream cheese frosting was a little bit too soft, so it didn't give me what I was really looking for. So yeah, I was pretty much rushing it at this point just to get it back in the fridge. So there you go. But yeah, I just scraped that off. To be honest, I scraped it off and said when I have more time, I'll just take my time and do it a little bit better. So now I actually had the frosting in the fridge, so yeah, it was a little bit more firm than the first one. But yeah, there you go, you guys. So that's my red velvet carrot cake. All right, now let's cut into this. Okay, look how moist. You see how moist that is when I cut into it? You can do simple syrup on these layers if you want, but you know, if not, then you know, there you go. Look at that. All right, anyways, you guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.